Morning friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is Project Life 2024. Today I am working on week 11. I spent a long time pulling these pieces together today. I ended up using some old 3x4 cards from a paper collection that I bought when I was doing a baby album, and essentially all I did was I covered over the little pictures because they don't really apply. So the other thing I did was I used my Cricut to just trace some paw prints, some washi strips, did my journaling off camera, and I grabbed some really old clear stickers that I put on white cardstock that I'd really like to try to use somewhere on this layout. I grabbed one of my Simple Stories alphas. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. And I grabbed this really old pack of thickers because I kind of thought there are letters in there I can use maybe to do my title and possibly even my number. Yeah, I've got enough. So I may just use that for my title card. Other than that, some labels. I have my rainbow tray kit over here to the side. I will put you on fast forward while I get embellishing. The colors in this layout were mostly inspired by the little 3x4 journaling cards, and I decided to just make this layout almost exclusively about the dogs. I don't usually do that. They're usually spread through the album, but this particular week was a pretty quiet one, and there just seemed to be a lot of doggy pictures. So I think the only one that's not a dog picture is the bowl of soup that I made, which has some like orange and yellow tones in it too. I printed off my pictures for the next week, week 12, and it's funny because it's a lot of the same colors. So this is going to end up looking like a matchy-matchy double page spread, but was not intentional. So I'm just sticking and plonking a few things down. I found this layout a little bit harder to do. I think because this is a color combination that I don't typically go for. And it just felt busy, but I couldn't really place why. And then, of course, like I said, I've got my little rainbow kit tray next to me there. So I'm just pulling some random little die cuts and odds and ends from that little tray. Sorry about that. I had to pause while the fur kids were wrestling. It's been like WWE around here lately. We have two Yorkies, which are clearly visible in these photos. One of them is 5 months, and the other one is going to be 2 in May. And they are biological brothers, just obviously not from the same litter. And boy, let me tell you, they are active. So as I was saying, I'm just, this little labely thingy that I'm cutting here, I end up cutting it so some of the letters are cut off, so that just ends up going in the garbage. I try to save it, but in the end, it just ends up in the bin. So I'm looking for something to fill in that week title card, and I'm just grabbing a yellow label, one of the larger yellow labels from my rainbow kit. These were from a cut apart, I do believe. And now the heat pump is going. Never a dull moment. Yeah, so I'm just sticking and plonking as I go. And I'm very happy to be using up this alpha because, again, these are colors that I don't typically go for. And these thickers are kind of glittery. They're foam glitter, I think. And now I'm just looking for some tiny little letter tiles to put on that other photo. And I just end up pulling out the letters that say snuggle. Because as much as the boys like to wrestle, they also like to snuggle. Not usually with each other, but that may change. I've got my tweezers in my hand, but I didn't end up using them. So I'm just trying to figure out, is there anything else I want to throw in here? And I'm going back through the alphas just to grab some little asterisk doodads. And then I like the way those look, so I grabbed the same little asterisk shape from the orange thickers and just kind of use them almost like you would enamel dots and just sprinkle them around. And the wrestling is starting again. All right, looks like there's a break in the wrestling. I'm hoping I can wrap up this voiceover before things get crazy again. This time of day, they're normally resting, but somebody's feeling particularly spunky this morning, I think. Yeah, aren't you, Tucker? Good boy. So yeah, I'm just kind of throwing, oh yes, and I decided to grab a little package of enamel dots. These are just in that little organizer caddy tray there on my desk. I'm really hoping to give my craft room a little bit more of a rustic kind of makeover this year. We'll see how things go, but hubby has been experimenting making things with wood, so there may end up being more wooden homemade things in my room. Stay tuned. All right, friends, week 11, all done. This card ended up being a little bit busy, but that's okay. The rest of the layout's pretty plain. So that's it for me for today. As always, thanks for coming to hang out with me, and I will see you next video. Bye for now.